Hello dear friends, welcome to my online lesson. I'm Hüzurə Ağayeva and I'm a senior lecturer of the Innovations in Teaching department. I deliver lectures on subject study skills and methodology. Today my presentation topic is presentation skills and giving a talk, which goes to the subject study skills. So let us see why making a presentation and giving a talk is very important, and what is the purpose of a presentation. You, students, are often asked to give a presentation, and this process is really very useful for you because presentations get discussion going, and presentation produce variety of perspectives for you, and some people or some students they present themselves better verbally than on paper, and the ability to give presentations is a skill required in many occupations. You students are future employees, and when you after graduating from the university, you will apply for the job, and then you will be invited to give an interview. You will be interviewed, and some companies requires to make a presentation, short presentation. In order you to be successful, you have to gain good skills on delivering the presentations. So let us see what are the main presentation skills and how the presentations are assessed. You know that each student's performance is assessed, and it is assessed not only by teachers, it is assessed by your peers, and in future it will be assessed by employers. And what to do in order you to be successful? First of all, make a few main points. Don't swamp the audience with everything you know. Select a few concrete examples which are easy to the audience to visualize. Structure the talk very clearly. And before presentation, you get ready for your talk. And while preparing your talk, divide your talk or your presentation into two parts. The first part is essential point, and the second part is extra material. Essential point is that you are focused on. What about the extra material? You can use it if there is time. If it is possible, you can use audiovisual aids, but using audiovisual aids sometimes is found very difficult. Unless you are very confident with IT, print out your PowerPoint presentation material. And sometimes, or not sometimes, I can say that very often our presenters become very nervous. How to overcome your nervous? Prepare carefully. If you prepare carefully, you can easily overcome your nerves. Then arrive early and be in the room before everybody else, and instead of suddenly being confronted by the sea of their faces, it is your space. Smile at the audience as they arrive. And here are some more points I would like to draw your attention to. That you see that what to do in order your presentation to be effectively, you will see them. The great philosopher Aristotle, go on please, said that the main thing is not to know what to say, but the main thing is to know how to say it. Yes, what to say is one thing, but how to say it makes your presentation to be very effective. And you have to take it into consideration. And when you deliver the presentation, actually before delivering the presentation, that three main questions have to be always together with you. These questions are what, who, and how. What, it means what you are going to present, who you are going to present, to deliver your presentation to, and how you will do it. these are really very important questions while giving a talk and while getting ready for your presentation. You see, here you see a girl standing in front of the audience and she is delivering her presentation. And what about the second presentation and the second picture? Yes, that she is really very happy. Why she is very happy? Because her presentation was really very successful. And here are some tips that you have to take into consideration while making your presentation. The first is write a script. While writing a script, before making a presentation, you have to plan everything. That's what you are going to do, how to start, how to continue, and how to finish. The second one, please. And interest by your audiences. Here you see your audiences are sleeping. Yes, congratulations. You have just killed a room full of people. It means that your audience didn't find your presentation to be very interesting, but vice versa. You made them feel tired and then they are sleeping. It says that you have to think of how to change everything to the good point, but not to the bad point. She's kidding. And the other point to be taken into consideration is using of bullet points. It means that don't overload your slides, because your audience isn't a reader, so they are listeners and they are the participants. Don't try not to overload their eyes with too many pictures, with too many text, and with too many illustrations, or don't overload their ears with too many words and then verbal language. There should be balance between your verbal language and your illustrations and the slides. Come on, please. And you see that here, you see that too much text on the slide. Then don't stand your back to your audience and read it from your slides. That here you see that this presenter stands back to his audience, and then two audiences are talking to each other because they don't have any eye contact with the presenter. Yes, the eye contact is really very, very important. Eye contact, facial expression, and body language. They are three main ingredients or essential ingredients that make your presentation be really very effective. But they have to be used in their own norm. What about eye contact? Choose at least two people in your room or in the room where you are presenting, and then create eye contact with them. And what about facial expression? Now please think about the positive expression on your face. Body language. Use your body language effectively, because body language is a spice of your presentation. And then what about size and the color of your slide? Now please think of the size of the letters. Take into consideration that you are not delivering this presentation for the people sitting front, but what about the people sitting behind as well? So that's why everybody should be happy while while visualizing your slides. And what about color? The colors shouldn't be very light or shouldn't be very dark. That it should be taken very effectively and then so very carefully. You can use different graphics if you are needed, or if you will use them. If you don't use, so you don't need graphics to be used. Don't overload your slides with too many illustrations. That's that you can use illustrations, but these illustrations should be appropriate to the topic and to the bullet points given in your slide. Yeah, and using the image, we have already spoken about it. What about the next slide? Yeah, and think outside the screen. What does it mean, think outside the screen? So it means that even if you make a PowerPoint presentation, it doesn't mean that you have to stand in front of your audience, that you can walk around your class and then having that eye contact and or having very close communication with your audience. Yeah, that it means that think of. And what about jokes, quotes, and questions? A lot of people think that while delivering presentation or giving a talk, we should get rid of jokes, quotes, and questions. But I think vice versa. You see that jokes or using questions or what about the quotes, it makes your presentation be really very effective. So I do believe that you will take into consideration these pieces of advice, and in future your presentations will be really more effective and you will be very successful. Thank you very much for your attention.